Did you miss me? Can't say the same. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time once again for all of you to shut up and sit down, because I have got some stuff to talk about. Now, you may be wondering why the chairman is out here today. Well, it's because I have some really important news to discuss with you. Recently here on Revolution, things have gotten out of control. And I'll get to what happened last week in a minute, but in the brief time that this brand has existed, we've had nothing but chaos and superstars doing what they want when they want. Literally, someone was kidnapped a few weeks back, and where was LEJP while all this was going on? I don't know. She even considered cancelling this show until I stepped in. It's clear that LEJP cannot control this brand and make it a safe working environment for the stars of the show, and therefore, effective immediately, I have removed LEJP as the general manager of Revolution. We do thank her, however, for her service. Without her, Revolution probably wouldn't be here today, and at some point, I do have to put my foot down. I'm sorry. So, we will be finding a new general manager over the next couple of weeks, but until such time, I'd like to present to you your new interim general manager, me. And my first order of business is something that Ellie was supposed to do, and that is to announce that in 4 weeks' time, Revolution is back on pay-per-view. That is right, in 4 weeks' time, just 2 weeks before the Mind Games pay-per-view, Revolution will be hosting the newest pay-per-view called Winner Takes All. And we will be announcing matches for this event as time goes on. But for now, we must move on. As you will remember from last week, the Tag Team Champions got involved in the main event for the Revolution title. Now, everybody asked me to call a DQ or to demand a rematch or strip Amari of the title. But as much as I don't like what Amari did, the stipulation was no disqualification. So technically, there isn't anything that he did in that match that was against the rules, and therefore, I will not be reversing the referee's decision. And this is why you are the man in charge. Finally, somebody sees it my way. All week long I've been called a cheater and a coward, but in reality, everything I did was legal, and so I didn't do anything wrong. So thank you for doing the right thing. You see, Blake, me and the Tag Team Champions came to the decision that just shut up, okay? Save your evil monologue on why you guys work together for next week, because I'm not interested. Just because I can't reverse the decision doesn't mean that I agree with what you did. Johnny Black is re-injured his leg, and I have no idea for how, if or when he will be coming back. And you injured Mark Williams in the process too. You're lucky that Malcom didn't get injured. Your actions cost 2 superstars injury and ruined what was supposed to be a huge main event that was going to decide everything. So none of you 3 are in my good books. And at Winner Takes All 3 of you will be defending your titles. And I will spend the next few weeks looking for a new contender for that Revolution Championship. And you best believe Mr. Austin, you don't have to look for a new challenger for that title, because the rightful challenger is standing right here. I may have lost, but it took all 3 of them at once, and I gave them hell for it. I know if I was given just a few minutes with Amari on his own, I could take that title from him. I know I don't have a rematch, but let me prove it to you. Let me show you that LEJP was right to give me the chance to fight Amari. Let me get my revenge once and for all, and finally become the Revolution champion in the process. Like I said 5 minutes ago, if you were listening, I'm not interested in rematches. Just because LEJP saw you as the future of the brand, that doesn't mean that I do. However, luckily for you, I have a bad history with 6-man tags who think they're better than everyone else. Because there's 3 of them. And so I will give you a chance to prove yourself and get some revenge as well. Tonight in the main event, you will go one-on-one with either member of the Tag Team Champions. I don't care which one, that's up to them. And should you win, I will consider looking to give you a future opportunity. And if I see anyone other than the 2 legal men down there tonight, before the bell is over, the final bell is over, there will be punishment for all of you. A new pay-per-view and the main event pretty much confirmed. What a way to start tonight's show. Well, we've got a pay-per-view to build to now. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Darren Jacobs and welcome to another episode of World Internet Wrestling. We are back here on Revolution, the final Revolution before the Christmas Clash pay-per-view. I know we weren't supposed to have a Revolution this week, but however, the new interim general manager Blake Austin has allowed for this to occur. And we kick off, as always, with a debut versus debut matchup. And before we get into this, of course, I just want to say a huge and massive thank you to LEJP. Of course, only having a short reign, but you are the reason that Evolution is where it is today, and we can't thank you enough for your service. But first up tonight, the trial match. You know how it goes by now. 2 people fighting, and the winner gets a temporary contract here in Revolution to show what they can do. And the first man down to the ring is Jayden Shadow. Now, we've spoken to Jayden Shadow and see if we could try to get a feel for what he was, but he wasn't budging. He made it clear that he is just Jayden. He is Jayden Shadow. He does what he does, and that is wrestle. He doesn't care for approval. He doesn't care about what others think. He cares about himself and his craft. That is all that matters to Jayden Shadow. Doesn't call himself a good guy or a bad guy. Doesn't call himself a high flyer or a heavyweight. He simply is Jayden Shadow. And tonight, Jayden Shadow will have the chance to show to everyone what Jayden Shadow really is all about. And he'll be hoping that that will lead to him getting a contract here in WIW. But tonight's opponent is not going to be an easy one. And another man who is eager and desperate to get himself a contract, and that man is DH Young. What the DH stands for, well, I guess that's up to your imagination. But DH Young, ready to step into the ring tonight to show what he can do. World Internet Wrestling, the roster is getting stacked. So many new debuts, so many people from around the world, from many different countries and nationalities and wrestling types, ready to show what they can do inside the squared circle. And these 2 are the latest to get a chance. Remember, if you still want a chance to be in Revolution, if you're in the queue, then keep waiting, because you will get your chance eventually. If not, be sure to apply on the pinned tweet on the Gaming Blake Twitter. That should lead you right to a chance to apply for Revolution. But we're here today for this match. And the referee is going to get this one on the way. And here we go. And a big clothesline to start us off there from Jayden Shadow. And both these men are going to want to get off to a fast start. And GH Young counters the clothesline with his own. And that one sends him out of the ring. An impressive start. And that's exactly what we want to see from both men. We want to see them going for this, really giving it a fight. Revolution has been one of the hottest brands of the 3 as of late. All 3 brands have been brilliant, but Revolution really has started coming to its own ever since we've started to get to know the superstars, get champions are becoming more competent and prominent. And of course now we're building towards winner takes all, as it has just been announced. And that will be the next Revolution pay-per-view, of course, allowing the spot, since we will have a joint pay-per-view. And both of these two favoring the clotheslines tonight. And Jayden Shadow definitely looking the stronger of those two clotheslines. Has him backed up in the corner here and lays in the strikes. And look at that, there's a very nice neck breaker. And for both of these men, of course, the predecessors of these trial matches will tell you it is one of the hardest matches you can do. And of course, going 1-0 is why you will be in this ring. We can't afford to have losers debut anymore. We don't have room for people who can't get the job done anymore. And that's why Jayden Shadow and DH Young will have to give everything they have here tonight to get this one a win. And look at this, now going to try his luck in some submission maneuvers here. Like a figure 4 variation there, kind of crushing on the knee of Jayden Shadow. And you can see him holding the knee, as that clearly has done the desired effect. And now to the corner, lining himself up, charging. Oh, and a massive running knee there from DH Young. And Young looks ready to finish this one off. In a bad spot here is Jayden Shadow. Oh, and a beautiful variation of the Uranagi. And straight into the cover. Is this enough for Young to get the win? No, it's not. It's a 2 count. Very early days still. And an interesting maneuver there from DH Young. And that's put Jayden Shadow in the back. A variation of the Uranagi. Couldn't get it done. Oh, God. Straight up on the shoulders. Maybe looking for something bigger here. There's a very nice Michinoku driver. And he's going straight into the cover off that Michinoku driver. Is this going to be enough to get rid of DH Young? No, it's not. That's also a 2 count. And what a very competitive match to start this one off here tonight. Both these two really going at it, not slowing down. And this is what you've got to do in the trial match. You can't afford to stay down, because if you stay down for a count of 3, that is your contract with Revolution gone. And now to the corner, DH Young. Trying to build some momentum back off that Michinoku driver. Try to catch him in the corner there and couldn't get it. DH Young ducked under the clothesline and connects with a clothesline of his own. Fantastic combination there from DH Young, showing off a bit of speed, agility, and the power in the clothesline as well. Big knee to Jayden Shadow, looking lifeless on the mat, but is it enough to keep him out of this contest? No! I thought it was then. 2 and about 3/4 for DH Young. Oh, Jayden Shadow separating himself there with what looked to be an eye rake. Ref saw nothing wrong with it. And a big leg sweeping DDT. But oh, and there's a big drop kick in retaliation. You feel one more big move from either side could get this done. But right now, DH Young with momentum, which is why he's going to try and wear him down with a single leg. Boston Crab. And that might not be the worst idea from Jayden Shadow, just to wear him down, slow down the pace of the match if he can. Pushed away there very nicely. And now look at this. Oh, big elbow and another big clothesline. Very much showing that he's got the better of the clotheslines tonight. He is really showing off them clotheslines, but other than that, Jayden Shadow kind of been on the back foot of this contest. But now look at this. You can see the frustration as he just stomps away on DH Young, but counters into an arm drag. Oh, and I thought Shadow for a second there was going to crawl out and retreat. Instead, into the corner, trying to get himself back to his feet, but you can see he's hurt. DH Young here actually giving him a second to breathe, and he might regret this. Oh, wait, there we go. Straight back on the prowl with a drop kick using the ropes for extra swing. Very nicely done by DH Young. And now straight into the cover goes Young. This could be enough. Shadow is looking almost lifeless at times, but once again he finds the energy to get the shoulder up. You can see both of these men starting to slow. Another takedown clothesline. Jayden Shadow. Right now it looks like he's playing very defensive, but that knee might not have helped his case. Big knee, and he's not wasting any time trying to capitalize. No, Jayden Shadow, big counter, spins him around with a massive punch. And now look at this, what's he thinking? Big leg sweeping, DDT. And again, DH Young doesn't stay down. Neither of these two staying down. What an opening contest, but might be looking once again for this Uranagi variation. Trying to get him up, and slams him down. Got him again, and surely this is lights out. DH Young, no! It's getting closer and closer, but Jayden Shadow can't keep him down. Won't stay down, and now DH Young trying one more time. Surely that's lights. A third huge slam. DH Young, welcome. Oh my god. Oh my god. He kicked out again. DH Young, desperation, going for a third time. There it is again. 3 in a row, 4 in total. Has this one kept down Jayden Shadow? It has. Oh my goodness. What a match. DH Young thought he had the winning move over and over and over again. But in the end, he did. DH Young needing 4 of those to get it done. And look at this. No surprise, the handshake being offered and accepted. What a match. These two battled like no one else. These trial matches really never fail to amaze me. They show how badly everybody here wants a spot on the roster. But for DH Young, it is him who's walking out with the roster spot tonight. An amazing contest. Both of these two gave it their all. But DH Young just had that little bit extra left in reserve to get this win out. He had to pull out everything he could think of. But DH Young, welcome to Revolution. Where does his future go from here? We have no idea, but we'll have to see what this career unfolds for DH Young. Let's move on down the rest of tonight's card. Next up tonight, some more action from the women's division. And a woman who I've been very much looking forward to seeing having another go inside that ring is this woman right here, Akane Hiriyama, who made an incredible debut a few weeks back. If you did not see her trial match, go back and watch it. It was absolutely incredible. I didn't think that would be topped again until I saw Kyrie Brooks. The women's division trial matches never fail to disappoint, but Akane Hiriyama is back and she's in the ring. But she's got a very dangerous opponent to deal with tonight. Someone who has caused and wreaked so much havoc over the last couple of weeks. She's taken out pretty much all of the top contenders in the women's division. And now we'll be looking to try and strike off Akane Hiriyama. But Akane is 1-0. And she will be looking to do everything in her power to keep it that way if she can help it. We'll see what she can bring to the table tonight. But here is her opponent. The one-woman wrecking crew, as it has been as of late, Skeens. No surprise to see her here again tonight. You'll remember, of course, a few weeks back where she took out the champion. The champion has been on the shelf since then, of course, women's champion Gia Bianca, that is. She took out Caitlin Hall as well, who, of course, is still owed a rematch for the women's championship. And perhaps we could see that a winner takes all should Gia Bianca be declared healthy. And of course, on top of all of that as well, took out Cody Hale, who also has a guaranteed title match with the contract that she won back at the Risk and Reward pay-per-view. Skeens, as you can see, has made a list of enemies, and right now she is just checking them off. And the next person on that list is Akane Hiriyama. Skeens and Hiriyama. This is going to be a good one, regardless of which way it goes. The bell rings, and away we go, and we'll see who brings what to the table. And Skeens tried to get the first strike, but Akane too quick and too agile to let that happen. One of the many, many good things about this woman, of course, Akane Hiriyama, was the incredible talent that she brings in the aerial game. But however, Skeens, no stranger to the aerial game herself, and of course, speed and quickness are her most valuable assets. But what separates Skeens as of late is her viciousness. How dangerous she is. All of her movements are so sharp and crisp, and all of her attacks are dangerous, mainly her strikes, as you saw there with that kick. Akane, though, is doing a fantastic job of keeping up right now. And Skeens, who has literally put every one of the top women in Revolution on the shelf so far, or at least out of contention for the time being, right now is being brought to fight by Akane Hiriyama. Hiriyama takes it to the outside. Skeens trying to use some kind of speed advantage, but right now it just looks like Hiriyama is too quick for her. And the referee is continuing the count on the outside. And what that count comes to, I have no idea. Oh, look at that. There's a big takedown there. And Akane Hiriyama continuing his beatdown on the outside. Will she look to bring her back into the ring now, or is she happily just going to take the count out? I mean, Brianna, I'm sure, would happily take her fight from a count out. She's tossed back in the ring, and the referee's count of 7, I believe that was. We continue on with this match. Akane Hiriyama off to an incredible start, and she knows that, which is why she goes in for an early cover. But Brianna Skeens not quite ready to let it go. But now she might have to deal with the aerial prowess of Akane Hiriyama, who calls her to her feet here from the top rope. What's she got in store? Beautiful diving crossbody. Brianna in a bad way. This is not looking good for her right now. Akane Hiriyama is really bringing the fight. And she is dominating. Skeens backs herself out of the corner. Very nicely done. Crucifix. I'm surprised she wasn't tempted to try and go for a cover there. But Skeens now trying to get some momentum. Here we go. Finally, we're starting to see the speed of Brianna Skeens coming into play. And Hiriyama gets taken out there with the Pele kick. Very nicely done. Brianna Skeens now needs something big to stir the tide. And this could be the movement that could have done it. But she misses the splash. Hiriyama once again going to take her to the outside onto the apron. Wait, what's she thinking here? Oh, no. No. Oh! The apron DDT on the hardest part of the ring. Hiriyama not slowing down for anyone. Skeens doing what she can to stay in this, but Akane Hiriyama, what a fight she is bringing to the table right now, and she doesn't look to be slowing down anytime soon. Brianna Skeens slips out there and gets herself back into the ring. And Hiriyama is following, and Skeens calling her back. Oh, but she got cocky, and Hiriyama makes her pay for it. And Hiriyama staying in complete control here. Right now, Skeens just doesn't have an answer for anything that Hiriyama is bringing to the table. And Hiriyama continues to dominate. Oh, look at this. Oh, God! And that could break her arm. But Hiriyama just staying in control the whole time, not slowing down for a second. She gets some space here for the second. Brianna Skeens now needs something big to get herself back in this. Oh! What did she just do? What did she just do? She disqualified herself. Look at what the hell did she just spit in her face? And look at her celebrating as if she actually deserved that victory. After beating her down, crashing her into the turnbuckle, and she rolls out of harm's way. And oh my God, look at this! It's the champ! Gia Bianca's back! And she's beating down Brianna Skeens with the kendo stick! Well, after injuring her a few weeks ago, she's back in action! And she sends a message to the woman who's been causing all the destruction in the women's division. She lets her know firsthand she is back. What a huge return for Gia Bianca. Let's move on down the rest of tonight's card. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here backstage with Red. Red, I know you have a match coming up right now, but I just wanted to ask you a quick question. Last week, you walked out on your partner Zaza during the match. We just want to know, because it's still unclear, what is the relationship between you and Zaza? Ugh, this question again. Why does everyone keep asking me this? Like I said last week, I am not his babysitter. Last week, I walked out on him because that match was a waste of my time and his. And I have made that clear already. I still have a proposal for Zaza. I'm not abandoning him. I'm not leaving him behind. I just don't want to get caught up in matches that are a waste of my time when we could be doing much bigger and better things. Now, if you excuse me, I have a match to attend to. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Red making his intentions perfectly clear that he still wants some kind of alliance. But I have no idea where this is going or what the plan is between the two. But Red last week on Revolution didn't exactly make himself a valuable tag team partner. If you'll remember, of course, Red and Zaza finally went head to head with the team of Duke Rage and Hank Payne, otherwise known as Mutually Assured Destruction. Zaza tried to get himself tagged out, but Red decided he didn't want any of it, and he left. Just left him to suffer, and in the end, Mutually Assured Destruction were allowed to just beat him down and get the job done themselves. And there we have it. It was as simple as that. Red, we don't know where his loyalties lie, but according to that, what he's saying there, he still wants something. He still has the proposal that he has been talking about for the last couple of weeks now, Red. Something about this proposal to Zaza, but however, I'm not sure Zaza's going to want to listen to anything he has to say right now. Because right now, Zaza is probably not found the best of friends here in Red. But what will Red bring to the table here tonight? He's in singles action, keeping himself fresh and ready. Remember, he had quite a big absence from the ring. I'm sure he wants to keep himself as fresh as possible. His opponent tonight, someone else who hasn't been in the ring for a little while. You may remember from a debut match a few, I don't know, maybe months ago now. Jamie Harris, who of course was 1-0 not too long ago. And he is now coming back into the ring to see if he can build on that momentum. Jamie Harris making his in-ring return. Red, of course, for a singles action. This is probably Red's in-ring return. But for Red, of course, with Zaza on the back of his mind, he still believes he can strike some kind of deal. But however, I'm not sure Zaza is ready to cooperate. But for Jamie Harris tonight, he needs to focus on trying getting this win against Red, who is a top star here in Revolution. The bell rings, and away we go. And we'll see how these two do. Jamie Harris, of course, only like 1-0, if not 2-0, I believe. I think it is 1. Red backed him into the corner, though, early. And they're going to create some separation. Of course, Red and Jamie, it's been a while since either of them have been in action. Red most recently in tag team action rather than singles action. But Jamie Harris, of course, it has been a long time since he's been on the show and showing what he can do. The one thing that you will notice about Jamie Harris is that he always fights on. Very hard to keep this down. They found that out in his debut match. Keeping him down for a count of 3 was a tough task. And we'll have to see if he can replicate that kind of, you know, prowess and bravery, but we'll have to wait and see. Into a cover early on here by Red and an early kick out. Red, of course, mixed emotions about him. In ring, he's an incredible athlete. He's shown he has speed, he's shown he has strength, and he's shown a viciousness, especially here tonight in the early stages. You can see with these punches and strikes and the arm stomp there. And now look at that, trying to target the legs, but Jamie Harris had that well scouted. And you can see already the viciousness that he's showing on display. But look at the strength there of Jamie Harris here into a deadlift. Powerbomb! What a move! Into the cover. But it's too early days here. Jamie Harris, what a move. Oh, got caught on the ropes there, though. Not quite the ring awareness he would have liked to have shown. Oh, and he gets his legs taken out for good measure. Once again, going back to the legs here in the early stages is Red. And Red, not usually one for limb targeting, which is a surprise. But again, Red. We come back to Red and his relationship with Zaza. We don't know what it is. At times they look like friends, and at times it looks like he wants to save him. Then other times it just doesn't look like he wants anything to do with him. Big slam down there by Jamie Harris. And Jamie Harris is off to a great start in this matchup. And this is what Jamie Harris needs to do. He needs to showcase his prowess, how good he is inside the ring. Camel clutch applied in the middle of the ring. But again, too early days here, and a leg sweep as he gets himself out of there. Really is targeting the legs here early on is Zaza. Red. Red, big drop kick in the corner. And this is exactly the speed I was talking about. Double drop kick. Red, we know, is dangerous inside the ring, which is why I thought when he was teaming with Zaza that would be a dangerous alliance. Look at Jamie Harris, clothesline outside, and he's not done there. Straight to the top. Oh! Oh, that's gonna hurt. Landed right on his knees. And the legs have already been targeting this match. Now Red might make him pay for that, trying to use the stairs there, but Jamie Harris had it scouted. The ref's count is rising, and Jamie is aware of that as he throws him back into the ring. Big shot there by Jamie Harris. And Harris is off to a great start here in this match. Red really is on the back burner here. Not quite showing a full range here. But he is surviving for now. Jamie Harris up on the shoulders. Oh! What a move! Fantastic slam by Jamie Harris into a cover. Oh, and it's a 2.5 count there. Jamie Harris could be seconds away from a win here. And he's going to look to go up top to get it. Up the top he goes. But, oh, Red was already on the way up. And he skeletoned it. Oh, God, and a big clothesline to the back of the head. Red now needs some big moves. Oh! And you found one. Needed a big move, and he ain't going to get much bigger than that. Drilling his head into the apron. And he thinks that might be enough there to get Jamie Harris down for the count. 2 count only. Red, huge move to turn the tide. And this is what I'm talking about with Red, that viciousness. That's why I was surprised that he wanted to team with Zaza. Zaza is a great fighter, but he doesn't quite have the sharpness that he is showing on display right now. Jamie Harris now. Trying to pick him up, trying to stay on top. He really is holding the momentum in this match. But the constant leg targeting of Red is not helping his case. Red now sending the X signal, almost the skull and crossbones. Went for the drop kick again in the corner, misses. And straight out of it. Oh, went for the neck breaker, misses. Zaza. Oh, why do I keep calling him Zaza? Red drilling his head into the apron. Is that a rope break? No, he pulls his legs away. Hook of the leg. And Jamie Harris stays down this time. Red, huge victory as he shouts in the face of Jamie Harris. A huge win for him. And Red, he knows it. Giving him some momentum. Jamie Harris had that match. Just couldn't find a finishing maneuver. Oh no, I've seen this look before. No. Red, not like this. Oh, for God's sake. I can't work this man out. Sometimes he wants to help people. Other times he just wants to beat him down. What is this man's deal? Oh, all of you, save your booze for somebody who cares. Zaza, I know you're backstage right now. So come out here right now. I have a proposal for you. You have got some nerve calling me out here after the crap that you pulled. We could have taken them. I thought I could finally move past them now that I leveled the playing field. And then right when I needed you, you walked out on me, leaving me to fight both of them on my own. I don't get it. 1 week you're all for helping me, and then the next you have no interest. I don't know what you're trying to achieve, but you better stop messing with me, because as Mutually Assured Destruction found out, I am a real nightmare to deal with when I am pissed. Would you just listen to me, for God's sake? Look, MAD was a waste of your time, our time. You've faced them before, and yes, you've lost sometimes, but you want it risk and reward, so why do you still bother with them? You know why I decided to help you? I was trying to make you see the bigger picture. Mutually Assured Destruction can have their win, because at the end of the day, you have the briefcase. The reason I wanted to work with you in the first place is because you are a guaranteed title match, something that most tag partners could never offer me. I came here to WIW to be a champion, and I intend to do that. So Zaza, here is my proposal, plain and simple. Let's go cash in that briefcase at winner takes all. Last week I walked out on you to show you something. How much you really needed me. I have shown on numerous occasions how dangerous and valuable I am to have on your side, and you've seen already that I am better off being your friend than your enemy. So why are we wasting our time here? Let's announce it right now that we cash in the tag team title match and then go to winner takes all. Together, me and you could easily take the Immortals. And we can finally go get what we both want, and that is to become champion. There's no point in wasting time with this, but I can see that you are not yet ready to decide. So do you know what? Take a week. Think about it. Call me when you're ready to wise up. What an interesting decision there for Zaza to make. I don't know what he's gonna do, but he seems like he was considering it. Next up tonight, some more in-ring action from a man who's had a little bit of it recently, starting to show himself as a top star here. I believe he's like, what, 2-0, 3-0 now? It is James Frost. Once again, stepping into the ring, had an amazing match the other week with Jay Temple, I believe, the King of Kicks. And now tonight he steps into the ring again to continue his dominance. He's had a nice little run so far, currently undefeated. And he'll be looking to stay that way the best that he can. James Frost continuing to show signs of promise inside the ring. And the clutch performer, as he calls himself, has definitely been very clutch as of late. Of course, you'll notice that in his last matchup with Jay Temple, half of it was interrupted by this maniac character again who keeps popping up randomly but never showing himself, never doing anything with what he's saying. Just turns up and does whatever he sees fit really on a camera, but he doesn't do anything to back it up, other than obviously the kidnapping of Nikki Hagen. But I have no idea where that investigation is going. I have no idea. I have to be honest. But his opponent tonight, one half of the Aussie Brawlers. And it's the very more popular and dominant half, to be fair. Sorry to say it, Jack Wyatt, but that is Nik Hemmerling. Jack Wyatt and Nik Hemmerling haven't exactly had the best of starts to life here in the tag team division. I thought they'd come in and just dominate, especially with how well Nik Hemmerling started here on WIW. If you remember his debut, then you would know how good he is. Tonight he gets to show off his singles action again. Road to Glory Season 2 finalist. Lost to Siler Jordan, but WIW were more than happy to snap him up. And of course, fellow MMA talent Jack Wyatt. Unfortunately though, couldn't quite get the job done so far in tag team action. So far, I've been saying that Jack Wyatt is the loose end, but is Nik Hemmerling starting to become the loose end as well? I guess we'll find out now. The bell rings, and away we go, and we'll see how this one goes. Promising to be a good contest. Like I say, James Frost yet to suffer a loss here in WIW. So far, the wins haven't exactly been coming from the tag division for the Aussie Brawlers, but Nik Hemmerling, of course, only has lost one match as a singles competitor, and of course that was the Road to Glory finals against Siler Jordan, and of course straight into the collar and elbow tie-up, and again, but Nik Hemmerling's not exactly someone you want to go into the collar and elbow tie-up with. His natural MMA background is going to give him the advantage in these collar and elbow tie-ups. Frost trying to stand his ground though as the arm keeps getting wrenched, and he's taken out there with a leg sweep. Interesting little back and forth there between the two, but with Hemmerling coming out on top, and again Hemmerling going to continue to assert the dominance here. Early, oh my god, almost shot him through the middle rope with that suplex. And Jack Wyatt once again just watching on here. His partner's going to show how it's done. His partner has been a dominant single star. And it wouldn't surprise me if we see him go for singles gold in the future, but lately he needs to go back and show himself again, because Jack Wyatt and Nik Hemmerling have not been the combination that they should have been. They should have been a dangerous MMA combination who should have come in and stormed the tag team division, or at least that's what we thought when they came in. Of course, he hasn't quite lived up to that expectation, Jack Wyatt or Nik Hemmerling. Of course, you can blame Jack Wyatt for all the losses, but Nik Hemmerling has been pinned in the tag division as well. It's not like it is solely Jack Wyatt that is letting this team down. Clutch performer now going to need to pull off a clutch performance after a bit of a slow start here and pull this back. But again, had a similar occasion with the King of Kicks, J Temple, excuse me. And Nik Hemmerling once again showing off his MMA background here, pummeling him into the ground and lifting his arms. And the crowd, of course, big fans of Nik Hemmerling. He really did win everybody over in the Road to Glory tournament. Showed how good of a fighter he really was. Dominated most rounds. Just couldn't find a finishing touch in the finals. But there's a beautiful inverted Frankensteiner. Not getting many hits, but he's getting some big hits here, James Frost. But as well as that, Nik Hemmerling can hit pretty hard. Big counter there by the Clutch Performer. And lands very nicely with a drop kick into a cover. I'm not sure how well this is going to do, especially with the ref getting slowed down to the count. Probably would have been a 2 if the referee had gone down straight away for that count. And now the Clutch Performer once again going to choose to keep him on the ground here. And this is an interesting strategy. It's not like, you know, he can't work his way out of this. We've seen what he's capable of, Jack Wyatt and Nicholas Hemmerling. Both of them are dangerous from the floor. And once again, going to wrestle with him on the floor. And again, that's a big mistake. You can't be wrestling with Nik Hemmerling. Or chain wrestling, at least. You can't be doing the grapple battles. He will be beating you 9 times out of 10. And so far, James Frost is finding that out the hard way. Trying to knock him off the apron there. Countered by Hemmerling. And Hemmerling with a massive strike collapses into the ring, and the ref was almost in shock at seeing that. Kick out by Frost. And Frost is really on the back foot here. Nik Hemmerling really is showing himself once again. Irish whip to the corner. Backed into the corner here, and now what's he thinking? Big DDT! Drills his head into the apron. And the Clutch Performer is definitely going to need to come in clutch here with the poor start he's got off to. Big German suplex to the big man Nik Hemmerling. And following through with a big-time lariat into the cover. Is that enough to get rid of Hemmerling? No, it's not. Hemmerling gets the shoulder up. Huge kick out there. Frost staying on top of him. He's pulled out a nice little energy burst here to try and get some moves in. Was looking for a finishing touch. But unfortunately, Hemmerling saw it coming. And Hemmerling now once again going back to where he's winning. Just staying on the ground, wear and tear. Doing what he does best to win. That's what his strategy is, and that's what he's sticking with. Nik Hemmerling to the corner now. Trying to pull off something big here, it looks like. Oh, and we've seen this before. Huge move inbound. Not what Frost is going to want to see. Needs to get out of this, but it's not going to happen. Huge superplex by Nik Hemmerling. Beautifully done. Nik Hemmerling. Big superplex. Frost trying to give himself some breathing room for a second. And he takes down Nik Hemmerling. What a matchup this has been so far. Jack Wyatt has been particularly quiet on the outside. Keeping himself at bay, of course. Doesn't want to get himself too involved and risk either rejection or, of course, disqualification for Nik Hemmerling, who has had a great start in this matchup. But Nik Hemmerling can't afford to not get this win here. And the referee's count is rising as Frost tossed him into the stairs. He got enough of a breather there. And is Frost about to take this win here on count out? I don't think Hemmerling's coming back in time. Not the most convincing of wins at the count of 9 there. Is he going to get back in? No, he couldn't get back in time. And you can see Frost collapse to the floor there. He had to just about escape that one, but he did it. James Frost gets the job done. The Clutch Performer managing to keep his perfect record intact, but Nik Hemmerling, an incredible performance, but he just wore himself out too much. Gave too much energy, and look, that's probably what messed him up. He's hurt himself there, and when he's kept down by Frost for a second, Frost is able to make him pay, and Frost gets himself a huge victory here tonight.
Here is your winner.
Just about surviving, but it wasn't a survival in the end. In the end, it was a win. Jack Wyatt not too happy on the outside. The Aussie Brawler still not gaining any momentum here, but James Frost, the unbeaten run continues, and it's becoming, rather than an occasional victory for him, it's now becoming more and more of a win streak. I believe that's either 3 or 4 wins now in a row. James Frost really starting to come into his own here in Revolution. And let's hope, for his own sake, that this continues to build in the future. Thank you, everybody, for your kind applause. I'm sorry that that match had to end in a count-out, but damn, Hemmerling is one hell of a fighter. If he wants a rematch in the future, he only has to ask, and I'll be ready for him. But there is something that I've been meaning to get off my chest for a little while now. A few weeks ago, Nicky Hagen was held captive by a lunatic calling himself Maniac. He did let him go after destroying the man physically and mentally, breaking him to the point where he doesn't even want to press charges out of fear. And since that happened, everyone seems to have forgotten about it. Well, guess what? I haven't forgotten about it. This masked lunatic has been interrupting the show and causing all kinds of trouble. But that freak is really a loser who is using lighting and tech to make himself visually look like a threat. He isn't a monster. The reason he's appearing on this wrestling show is for one reason only, and that is obvious. He wants to fight and hurt people doing it. Well, Maniac, if that's what you want, it's yours. I've had enough of you blindsiding people and pretending to be tough, and I think it's about time that I lived up to my nickname of the real-life action hero. Maniac, I challenge you to a match at Winner Takes All pay-per-view. And our main event of the evening, after all the craziness that has gone on tonight, this of course was announced at the beginning. Of course, at the beginning of the show, the new interim general manager, Blake Austin, the chairman of the company, stepped in and said, obviously what they did, the Amari and the Immortals did, wasn't exactly great. They shouldn't have done it. But, again, it was no disqualification. It's legal. That doesn't make what they did right. And, of course, the general manager saying that they will have to defend all their titles at the pay-per-view, but they have to find new contenders for him. But that's when Malcom Black came out and said, you don't need new contenders. I proved with my resiliency that I belonged in that ring. I've proven for weeks that I should be the #1 contender and I should get my fair 1v1 shot. Well, the general manager said you can face one of them tonight for not only a bit of revenge, but also for the general manager to see what he can do and to see whether he can back up those claims with a win. That is the question tonight. Will he be able to show what he can do? That is the question on everyone's lips. Malcom Black, of course, was LEJP's chosen choice to be #1 contender. But for LEJP, she is gone now. And of course, we wish her the best of luck in the future. For Malcom Black, his future is about showing now whether or not he can step up and take on the champion. He's got to prove it to the new GM. He's proven it to many people. But now he's got to prove he deserves one more chance. His opponent tonight, we don't know. It's one of the three. It's either Amari, Alex, or Dustin. We don't know which one it's going to be, and it looks like it's going to be Alex Wolf. Remember, they are not permitted to have anyone by ringside tonight for this match. Whilst this match is going on, no one is allowed to be in attendance, and one half of the tag team champions is stepping up to face him tonight, and that man is Alex Wolf, stepping up tonight the best he can to show what he can do. Of course, everyone was completely caught off guard last week when he aligned with Amari Williams. I guess the signs were there, the matching gear and the forgotten shirts that they were wearing a few weeks back, but I don't think anyone really saw this coming. These two working together. And now all of a sudden, just like that, the three male champions of Revolution are all aligned. They're all working together. Is that a temporary solution? It didn't seem like it. Amari came out and made it clear that it was just an alliance. And they are staying together, and it's an alliance that can be dominant. Of course, the Immortals, undefeated. And you can't imagine they're going to want to start losing yet. That is a dangerous alliance, especially with someone as dangerous as Amari Williams running at the helm. The bell rings, and away we go. Big fight here for the main event. It's been a huge night here on Revolution. There's been returns, ambushes, big debuts, and winning contracts. You know, it's been one of those big nights. And that's the thing with Revolution. Every night feels like a big night at times. Big suplex there. Oh, and into a clothesline, folding him inside out. And the rivalry between Amari Williams and Malcom Black has been one that has gone on for weeks, maybe even months. These two do not like each other. It's because Amari, of course, uses every cheap tactic he can think of to get the upper hand. Oh, look at that, and try to land the cheap shot before he could get out the corner. Black saw it coming, though, and now Black, look at this. You can see his frustration now, using the ropes to tie up the arms. Of course, wearing down the limbs, that's something we would expect from Malcom Black as a very good submissionist, continuing to focus on that same arm that he just used there on the ropes with the decapacitor. And right now, Alex Wolf, one half of the tag team champions, of course, remember, still undefeated in all competition, is continuing to try and keep that run alive if he can. Malcom Black, we know how dangerous he is, though. Very vicious striker, a fantastic submissionist. Submission probably his predominant trait. And we'll see what he can do here tonight. Remember, he's trying to prove to the general manager, this isn't guaranteeing him a #1 contenders match, but this is him trying to prove that he warrants one, he deserves one. And look at this, straight in there with a DDT. And he does a full flip there as he lands clean on his head. Black straight back up, though. And once again, working on the exact same arm of Alex Wolf, continuing to wear it down here. Oh, God, that does not look pretty. Oh, God. Almost ripping the arm from the socket there. And Alex Wolf, he must be feeling the pain on that arm there. And there's a suplex again. Wolf and Kane, very vicious. But then they're a no-nonsense team, the Immortals, which is why it surprised me that they've lined with someone who is pretty much all nonsense at times in the world champion, Amari Williams. Then again, Amari Williams, you gotta give it to him. You can like him or hate him. He always gets what he wants. And what he wants more than anything is to win that title and hold it forever. Once again, working on this same arm as he has done the whole matchup. And perhaps that could lead to something later in the match, maybe an armbar. Or this! Last Chancery! Last Chancery applied! Early stages, but we know he's worn down the arm. Maybe not enough targeting of the head to wear down the neck. But the arm there definitely being used for leverage to try and get that submission done. And now look at this. Oh, God, hanging him on the ropes there. Oh, goodness me. Planting him down there. Almost like a bitter end off the top rope. And now all of a sudden, Wolf on the prowl. Looking to wrap this one up. Oh, there's a package pile driver onto the knee. Big hit there to Malcom Black. Black's in trouble here. Is this enough? It's a 2 count and a sharp one at that. Well, what a battle in the main event. One half of the tag team champions showing why he is one half of the tag team champions, showing how he holds his own even against world title opposition. Of course, Malcom Black not yet a world champion. Still hunting the Revolution title still. He never fails to amaze. Oh, God. Not this again. We've seen this earlier tonight. And the impact stays strong. Drills his head into the apron. And the crowd's going nuts for what's been a big main event so far. For Malcom Black, we don't know what his future is. This match could determine his future. But for now, this is about revenge. Getting revenge after losing the title. And there it is. Why he's been working on that one arm. Oh! And I think he just extended that arm a little too far into the rope break. But you can see him holding that same arm. The one without the band on it. Without the elbow pad. He is in a lot of discomfort on that arm. But now he's making him pay for it. Oh, God, look at this. Deadlift here. Powerbomb! Drills him down into the cover. Is this going to be enough to get the win? It's a 2 count. And Wolf did not look happy there. Did you see his face as he saw that kick out? And now, look at this. Going to look for the legs. We know he's a decent submissionist as well. And he locks it in. Oh! My God! He fakes the submission hold. and flips him into a backbreaker. I have never seen a maneuver like that. Once again going for the submission, but again on the ropes. Goodness me, these two really are trying to kill each other. One's trying to break the arm, the other's trying to break the back. And now look at this. There's that submission. There's the famous submission that's got him this far. Black has Wolf locked in. Is it enough? The wrenching of the arm, you can see how much damage is done, but again, it's not enough, or he lets it go. Perhaps thinking he's got enough to secure the pin here. Malcom Black into the cover. Oh, but look at this. Beat on the ropes for leverage. That could be enough. Oh, it's a 2 count. And Black, you can see, it's just about getting one over. He knows how big of an opportunity this is. This doesn't guarantee him as #1 contender, but it's going to put him back up there. This is about showing the general manager he is willing to do whatever it takes. And now has him again on the ropes. And I think he doesn't really care about the rope breaks, to be honest. He just cares about beating down Alex Wolf. And Wolf could use that to his advantage. Wolf, of course, a good submissionist himself. He's going to prove that here with a rear naked chin lock. Has him in a bad spot here in the middle of the ring. And we've seen Wolf and Kane win by submission in the past. Wouldn't surprise me if Black does tap. Huge main event. The crowd have not sat down since the opening bell. Malcom Black always finds a way to put on a show, just like Alex Wolf does as well. We're not used to seeing him out of the tag division, but we are certainly used to seeing him putting on a great show. And again, he does it here, lifting him up. Oh, and a beautiful suplex. Did you see the height on it? And follows through into a beautiful suplex there, back suplex. Very nicely done. These two bringing out moves that I've never even seen before here in Revolution. And now, oh, look at this. Hell's Gate locked in. And again, a rope saves him. Just continuing to work on the arm. That time on the other arm there, it looked like. But Malcom Black just trying to wear him down, really punish him here. And he shows it again here as he goes into a chin lock of his own. Just wrenching away, this time wearing down the neck. Maybe help for the submission later in the match. But you can see the punishment. One just trying to use brute force and physicality to win. The other one trying to use technical abilities and the wear and tear game to try and wear down his opponent for the count. Oh, look at that. Oh, trying to go for an overhead there. But Malcom Black, although not the heaviest, does use his weight to wear him down there and make sure he doesn't get that done into the corner. Baited in there, it looked like, by Black. And Black separates himself. And now look at this bad spot. Tree of Woe. Not where he wants to be. Oh, God, what's he thinking? Oh, no, 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 no. Look at Black putting it all on the line here in the main event. Black looking to fly. Coast to coast. And he hurts his own back there on the way through, but gets it done. What a move. And drags him away from the ropes. He thinks that could be enough to put Wolf down. I think it could be into the cover. Oh, and the tag champ kicks out again. He can't believe it. He thought he had it done. Once again, back to the submissions. This time on the leg here. It does wear down the shoulders a bit. Trying to fight on here is Alex Wolf, still undefeated. Malcom Black trying to put a dent in that perfect record of Alex Wolf. Of course, not one for tag. Usually in the tag division, that is the perfect record, but he hasn't lost in singles action either. I don't think he's been in singles action, actually, Wolf. He might have done, I may have forgotten, I don't know. But looking for this backwards pile driver. Onto the knee again. And he gets it. And Wolf is hurt. And now looking to punish him for it. You can see him hold his head a minute ago. You've seen him hold his arms throughout the match. And the referee is not saying anything about the exposed turnbuckle. He's not going to go to it, though, because he goes for the pedigree. And into the win. Wait, the ref's not called a rope break. His arm's clearly under the ropes. But it didn't matter. Malcom Black gets the shoulder up. What a main event. And as you can see, the crowd are eating this up whole. They are loving every second of this matchup. Neither one of them giving up. Malcom Black really is showing why he was LEJP's chosen one to go and fight and take the title from Mamari. Oh, a huge drop kick there by Wolf. Black needing a second now. He retreats. What a match this has been. These two have pulled out all the stops. This is only one half of the tag division, and this is exact tag champs, and this is exactly why they have been tag champs. Takes him out with the clothesline, but both men are down. They have given everything they have, but both men are shattered. The referee repairing the turnbuckle in the corner. He might want to turn around. Super kick. And now look at this, now exposing the other turnbuckle. He is determined to get that done. Maybe he's struggling to get Black into that corner. And oh God, no. I see what he's thinking. No, 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 no. Don't do this. Oh, what's he thinking? How? Oh, I thought maybe he was going to send him into the corner. Maybe realized that wasn't going to happen. And, oh, just hangs him on the ropes. Black is fighting strong. Oh, no, this submission. We've seen this submission. Or is he going to go into the backbreaker? Oh, Jesus Christ. What a move. Continuing to work on the back of Black. Black refusing to stay down. The arm drag again. Further damage to the arm. Big elbow. Backs him up onto the ropes here. What a main event we are seeing. Neither one of these two giving in. Black sends him Irish whip. Couldn't capitalize on it. There's the bell clap to the head. Trying to once again get this over the head. Belly. It didn't work. And slammed down there on the arm. And once again, was thinking maybe the crossface. Didn't quite work. Oh, big punch. And that was a little low. And look at this, a blatant eye rake. And the referee isn't saying anything. Oh! On the back of the head, the stomp. And this is vicious. The referee has just ignored him, blatantly cheating. And now look at this. Stomp in the way of the limbs. Black in a bad spot. Oh, and again, stomp to the face. Black trying to fight on. Doing anything he can. Oh, and look at this. He's now mocking him. Oh, and a big neck breaker. What a main event. The crowd jumping for joy. They have truly seen a masterpiece here tonight. Neither one of these two willing to give up. Catching the leg. And once again, looking in the arm. Not the arm he's been working on, but again, it's a Hell's Gate submission. What a flip through there. And he's tapped this time. The wearing down of the arm works in the end for Malcom Black. What a match. That is a 5-star main event if I have ever seen one. The tag team champion has finally been defeated. And again, it was the constant working on the arm that finally kept him down. Malcom Black gets a huge win over the tag team champions and some revenge for everything that went down in the title match just last week. A huge win for this man. And surely now Austin has to consider him for... Oh, no, no, no. Oh, for God's sake. Well, the match is over now, and I guess this is, again, avoiding what the general manager said very craftily. And the three men once again ambushing him. But why have they decided to team with... Oh, look at this! The Bath! The Bath are here, and they've had their beef with the Immortals the last couple of weeks. And he continues here trying to come to the rescue for Malcom Black, but it didn't work out in their favour. And look at Amari signaling them to get back in the ring so they can continue the beatdown. But Black, this man has a heart of a warrior, just does not stay down for anyone trying to fight off the Immortals and Amari Williams. But it just hasn't worked out. There's too many of them. The Bath couldn't save him. And Malcom Black just has nothing left to give after a grueling match. And the Immortals and Amari Williams, all of the male champs on the roster, dominate Malcom Black to wrap up tonight's show. A horrible sight, but that is the way that this is going to end. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's show. Be sure to leave a like if you did. Comment your thoughts and feelings on tonight's show. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.